The cake was still uncut when my son grabbed my wrist. His fingers were ice. His whole body was shaking like he'd been dropped into winter. "Daddy," he whispered, breath tearing out of him. "We have to go, now." Grandma was on the phone. I heard terrible things. Behind him, balloons bumped gently against the ceiling. Laughter drifted in from the backyard. My daughter was arguing with her cousins over who got the first slice. I crouched so my eyes were level with his. "What kind of things?" He swallowed, hard. She said today was perfect, that no one would suspect her, that after today, you'd be finished. I stood up slowly. 10 minutes later, police cruisers rolled into my driveway, lights slicing through the party like scalpels. I already knew why. My mother-in-law had always played the long game. Soft voice, church on Sundays. The kind of woman who hugged you with both arms while checking where your wallet was. When my wife died 3 years ago, she stepped in seamlessly. Too seamlessly. Helped with the kids, handled school pickups, cooked meals I didn't remember asking for. Grief makes you grateful. Grief makes you careless. She told everyone she was just supporting her son-in-law. What she was really doing was auditing my life. I trusted her longer than I should have. That's the part I don't forgive myself for. She'd sit across from me at dinner, asking questions that felt harmless. How the company was doing, whether I'd updated my will yet, if the kids would be better off with more family around if something ever happened to me. I told myself she was lonely. That's the lie I lived with, until the bank called about a loan I never applied for. The first crack came quietly, a denial letter. Then another, accounts I didn't recognize. Legal paperwork forwarded to my office, signed in my name, notarized on days I was out of the country. I didn't confront her. I watched. I let her keep talking, let her keep touching my shoulder, smiling at my children, telling me she was proud of me. And while she did that, I built a second life in silence. I installed cameras inside my own house and told no one. I rerouted my mail, froze my credit under a temporary alias, hired a forensic accountant who didn't ask questions, just delivered answers. She wasn't just stealing from me, she was building a case. False documents, edited recordings, a timeline that painted me as unstable, negligent, dangerous. A man unfit to raise children or run a company. A man whose tragic accident would free up assets and custody in one clean sweep. I stopped sleeping after that. Planning keeps you awake. Fear keeps you precise. By the time my daughter's birthday arrived, I had everything. Call logs, burner phones, wire transfers. Her lawyer's retainer paid 6 months in advance. The draft of a guardianship petition already filed, but not yet activated. She thought today was her victory lap. She thought wrong. When my son followed her outside, I watched it happen on my phone screen. The camera angle caught her profile, backlit by the afternoon sun, voice low and sharp. "Yes," she said into the phone, "after today. He won't know what hit him." My son didn't hear everything. He heard enough. Enough to run. Enough to save me 10 minutes. The police didn't come for me. They came for her. I stepped onto the lawn just as they finished cuffing her, her face folding in on itself like wet paper. She screamed my name, called me ungrateful, called me a monster. I didn't correct her. Across the street, neighbors watched. Parents froze mid-conversation. My daughter asked why Grandma was crying. I told her the truth, because she made bad choices. The fallout was swift, brutal, satisfying in a way I didn't expect. Her accounts were frozen before sundown. Her lawyer dropped her the next morning. The guardianship petition backfired, hard, when my evidence hit the court docket. Fraud, identity theft, conspiracy, attempted custodial interference. That one made the judge's hands shake. She tried to contact me from jail. I blocked the number. She tried to reach the kids through extended family. I shut that down too. Silence is a weapon when you know how to hold it. A week later, I sat alone in my office, watching sunlight crawl across the floor. My phone buzzed once. A message from my lawyer. Charges proceeding, custody secured, assets protected. I leaned back and finally let myself breathe. Not relief, control. I don't feel guilt. I don't feel triumph either. I feel clean. She mistook kindness for weakness, grief for blindness, silence for surrender. That's the mistake people like her always make. They think the quiet ones aren't watching. They think love makes you soft. It doesn't. It teaches you what's worth destroying anyone for, and what's worth surviving everything. That night, after the kids were asleep, I stood in the doorway and listened to them breathe. The house was quiet again, finally. I turned off the last camera. I didn't need it anymore.